DotConner, tell us where the list is.
I don't think so.
The day has finally come. I'm about to embark on one of the most challenging and dangerous undertakings of my life.
Good morning. Welcome to Stratmeyer High.
Okay, that's just our first class. Surely we'll have something together, right?
Yep. That should have been my first clue. Everything was about to go horribly wrong.
Well. If it isn't DotConner Hack-Tective.
And it doesn't help that there's, well, the other problem.
You think this message is a clue to where your dad might be hiding. And based on the call you got, he might be in danger and needs your help. Does that about sum it up?
So it begins.
I feel a mystery coming on. You know what that means. We've got a case to crack. It's geocaching. We go to a location and are given the next clue.
I like jackets. It would look good on me.
No one is interested in your fashion opinion.
Maybe you should be. I'm the one that bought the jacket.
DotConner skipped school.
Miss Connor.
Lulu, I made it! What a disaster.
I'm gonna hold this over Dot for the rest of her life.
I know it feels like your life is out of control, but God is gonna see you through it.
I don't have to be bigger. I just have to be crazier.
She does seem crazy.
Whatever happens, I know I have the best Webtective on the case.
Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here. You are going to be so glad you're here. You get to meet Andrew and Jay Huff. They are filmmakers extraordinaire, and they came up with this incredible series that now is going to be a movie in the theaters. I'm so thrilled and so excited. Andrew, Jay, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, we are. We're so excited to get to talk to you about this.
Yeah, well, I'm so excited that you're here. DotConner was a smash, like a hit. Like we just thrilled and excited at the success of the show.
Yeah, so DotConner, it started as a show, and so we did 8 series, 8 episodes, and I mean, it won several awards. I'm so sorry about that. It won several awards, and we got to have it on so many streaming platforms, and we got several like parents being like, my daughter really wants me to tell you that she loves the show, and we really want to know what's going to happen in season 2, right? And so we kept getting these, what's going to happen in season 2? What's going to happen? Because we left it at a cliffhanger. And we were always, when we first started our business and developed the series, we always planned on a season 2. And it became pretty evident after we launched season 1 that we were not going to be able to like fund season 2 without some, some divine intervention or like somebody to come along. And then when we saw how big the theatrical market was going to be in 2025 for just lack of content, we kind of were like, maybe we make a movie and we finish this plot line and we get to create content for American families across the nation, right? Like we have kids and those kids don't have content. We don't have a movie for Christians like to take our kids to enjoy together and have that shared experience as a family in the theater. And so we were like, maybe this is the opportunity that God has given us. And so we just we ran with it, and God has been opening the doors for us almost every step of the way, not almost every step of the way. And it's been such a neat journey with him. It's definitely been a journey of faith, but we're so excited to have a movie that families can go see together next weekend.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Because, it's one thing, the experience at home. Of course, it's fun to watch movies at home with your family, but then that's microwave popcorn. When you go to the theater, you get the theater popcorn, which I don't know about you guys, but sometimes that's why I go to the movies is for the popcorn.
I love that you brought that up. Yes, 100%. Like, and
Yeah.
also like you get to like sit with other people in the room and enjoy, like you're like, I found that funny, and that family found that funny too. And it's so cool. Like it's very quotable. And so we hope it's just one of those things where like families can like quote it to each other and you understand like those references, and if it's for those Christian families that we have inside jokes now. But I love that you go to the theater for the popcorn. I definitely resonate with that for sure.
Okay, yeah, but for that corner though, I'm going for the movie. Now
Yeah.
the popcorn will be a sidebar, but yeah. But there is something special about seeing anything on a big screen, right? And that family experience, to be able to have a place where the family can go, is amazing, because I have kids and I have grandkids, and it is hard. I mean, there's, the occasional Disney movie, and other than that, it's been hard to find something to really go enjoy as a family that you feel safe. It's going to be good. The content is beyond good. That it's that it's not just that it's not just a movie, but there's so much substance to it, right? Because there's little Jesus going on, and so
I think, and also like it's not just for the family. Like my small group, like I do a middle school girls small group, like. And there's several groups that like from our church, like we're taking our small group girls and we're going to go see the movie together. So we like, it's one of those things, like as a small group leader, oftentimes I don't know what I'm supposed to, like what I can do with my small group, right? We've done like cookie decorating, and like what movie is safe for me to let these girls watch. And it's like, we get to go as a group to the movie theater for a movie that was made for these girls. And even like my homeschool group, like I know that like I've seen people do play dates, right? Like especially like I don't know how much you know about like the homeschool thing, but like
I homeschooled for a while, so I'm on your same page.
Fridays were park days. Like we were done with most of our lessons, and you do a nature study at the park or something like that. Like, and we all hang out at the park on Friday, right? And so now we could also do like this, like we could go to the movie theater together as homeschoolers, because the kids don't get out of school until 3 anyway. Like we had the theater to ourselves. So there's a lot of opportunities that groups get to like can go and do this as a movie for them as well. And it's not just content that's safe for kids to watch. It's content that they will enjoy, and hopefully like I enjoyed it as a mom, and I think there's a lot of dads who enjoyed it as well.
And
100%.
I would add on that theatrical experience too, is that we had always planned on this, bringing this movie to theaters. And I think when you have that as a goal and a mission, it does then impact the production of the film. So I want people to know, like, the series started out as a streaming web series for kids, and it's very high quality if anybody watches it. And we took it to the next level in terms of the theatrical experience, because there's things that I think sometimes you mentioned the popcorn, right? Like you go to the movies to get the popcorn. Well, you also go to the movies because of the surround sound system or of the big screen, and we put action in this movie, and we put humor in this movie, and we put all the things, and had the quality sound design and this incredible musical score all together, where when you have that movie theater quality popcorn, you're also getting this really high theatrical quality experience that, like you mentioned, is safe. You're going to have a great time, and there's not going to be, we've all as parents been there where there's been a scene come up or somebody said something in a movie where you kind of cringe a little bit, and you're like, oh, I wish that my kids hadn't heard that or seen that.
Right.
And so that's what we were looking for as parents, and that's what we decided to make.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I got a sneak peek. And I have to say, you're absolutely right. There are some parts that had me laughing out loud, and then other parts where I'm on the edge of my seat going, what's going to happen? And so, yeah, I mean, it isn't just for kids. It really is for everybody. I think parents are going to love it just as much as the kids, and really any age. I really believe any age is great. I loved it. So any age is great for this movie. And so you guys, you met. at
Yes.
Liberty. Is that where you met? So you're in
Yeah.
school, you meet, and you go, man, I'm going to make a movie with that guy someday. Is that how that worked?
I was like, I need to make a movie. Which guy can I make that with?
Yeah.
No, well, it's so funny because he was part of the biblical ministry there at Liberty, and I did communications, and so
But
that was never a goal.
Yeah, but
we
we
enjoyed theater.
Well, I would say so. Jay and I both were involved in drama ministry. That's how we met. We were both, even though I was getting a biblical studies degree, I also was dabbling in advertising and PR, and she was getting a communications degree. And even beyond that, we just have been creative people. Even when I was going through a ministry, I was in ministry initially, but I was finding myself doing a lot of media, doing a lot of, because that's in churches, being able to do media and being able to put on live events and put on theatrical shows. I mean, it's a very unique place to do the arts. And then Jay was, participating in a lot of stuff, but also on the side doing book narration and and we just sometimes in our hobbies, like just being creative. So I think, even though we didn't look at each other and say like, oh, we're going to make a movie together.
How crazy would that be?
Yeah, I think it would be pretty obvious if you kind of look back on it. You would go, oh, this was where you guys were going to go. This is what you were going to do. So
I love that.
because, I mean, the day I'm fairly certain. So I've also written books and worked in or done some stuff in fiction as well. And I think I started down even that path, like the on the plane ride, maybe back home from our honeymoon or something like that. Like it was just like, creating stories, being creative, being a part, doing it together in so many different ways. I think if you looked at it, you would go, anybody now in retrospect would be like, oh, well, that was obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so great. You know what else is so great about it is you talking about being creative and kind of living in your imagination, right? And so often we lose that as adults. Like, somebody tells you you're coloring funny or whatever, or your story's not good, and then we just kind of lose it and think that we can't do it. And so kudos to you guys for being such a great example of no, you can stay creative, be creative, stay creative, and stay in your imagination. I love that. I love that you guys demonstrate that so well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things also, like, I don't want to say like Andy or anything special. I mean, God's definitely give us opportunities and talents to do this, but we aren't funded by millions of dollars. Like it's just us in this company. And so, and we went out and have put a movie in theaters, and I want other people who are maybe in the film industry or in this movie industry, or even just kids who are starting out in homeschooling, like I want them to know that they can start creating content for other Christians, for other faith-based people, because I think there's a lot of there's a little bit of a need. There's a lot of a need there, not a little bit. There's a lot of a need there that we need to be fighting back with and taking back ground from. And it took us a year and a half to make this movie and get it into theaters. And I'm so glad we're doing it. But next month, who's the faith-based, like what faith-based movie is coming next month and the month after that? Like we need more people to feel emboldened and feel like they, and if it's us that created this path for other faith-based indie filmmakers to get their film to market, then come talk to us and we're going to help you get there too, because my family needs more faith-based content, and I think America's families need to see better content.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so true. And I love that you're so generous with people, that you say, come and we'll talk to you and we'll help you out, because it's a tough industry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even with what we are doing, and it's smaller, we're releasing in theaters, but it is very limited. Now, that's typical for independent films. So starting out smaller like that, being able to drive an audience, and then hopefully having the opportunity to expand from there is typically the path. And so it's nothing to sneeze at, in the sense of where we are. But we have a long way to go. But it's our desire. We are, and I'll just kind of get on a soapbox a little bit here for you. And that is, we aren't chasing the Oscars. We're not chasing the late night shows. We're not chasing sort of the way that artists have typically been sort of driven to find success in the industry as it currently exists, or even as it used to exist, because we feel like, hey, that's less important. That's sort of more self-serving, and that's sort of more doing it the way the world wants you to do it. And every step of this journey for us has been, and this is what we would encourage other artists to do, is follow the Lord's leading in it and work to bring those stories to the people that need them. Focus audience first, all that kind of stuff, because we just believe that, like, sort of people being self-serving, or movies, as Jay mentioned, being more sort of directed at people that aren't, or at audiences that don't reflect sort of the Christian family, is a part of sort of why we see a lot of darkness in our culture today. And so for us, it's not about participating in that and thinking that will turn it, but finding other filmmakers that we can sort of help along that same path to go, hey, we're building something new. This isn't a Huff, Andrew and Jay Huff are going to be at the Oscars one day. It's us as filmmakers are going to make our own Oscars of celebrating what we do, right? And saying this is going to be honoring what's right and good. I know. I'm looking down the road.
We make a movie and now we're going to create.
We're not going to create our own Oscars tomorrow.
Award show. No, there's
Not
plenty.
tomorrow.
There are so many award shows out
but
there.
I'm just
We don't need
saying,
'em.
the Christian filmmaker,
Yeah.
the Christian filmmaker industry builds something that is new and surpasses what has been, because we believe that that's God, right? God is big enough. And his kingdom is the one that will last.
Yes.
So,
Amen. Amen. That is so good. Hey, so what people can do is go opening weekend, right? Like that's the time to go, like pre-buy tickets, get tickets so that it can get into more places.
Correct.
Right. So we need to encourage everybody, buy your tickets now, go online, figure out the nearest theater to you and go opening weekend, be there, tell your friends. Bring your family, bring your neighborhood, bring your church, bring anybody you want to bring.
Yes.
And let's sell tickets like crazy that first weekend. I'm going to be promoting you guys like mad and promoting the show because it's so good. And everything that you said is so spot on. And I love your humility. You guys are just fantastic. And unfortunately, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
So what is the last wonderful thing you want to tell everybody?
I mean, you kind of nailed it in terms of people going opening weekend, and then honestly, on our website in the drop down menu, there's a way for you to even request theaters, which is another great way to tell us where you are, and we take that to our film booker, who can take that to the exhibitors and say there's interest in a certain area. So don't give up, even if it's not right there yet. One of the reasons we put this in theaters, we believe in the theatrical experience. We believe in this shared community thing, but we put it at this particular time because there's space and potential, meaning we won't come in for a day and then leave. Is if it's very strong opening weekend, and the areas where we are going to be, then there may be an area for your listeners where they're like, oh, it's not here yet, but maybe the next week and maybe the week after that, because that's kind of the traditional way movies actually used to kind of grow and expand. The reality of today's market of a movie comes out in every theater at every showtime, that's like kind of unique to just right now.
It's so true.
So
I remember when I was a kid, that was true. Like you would just wait for the movie because I lived in a smaller town.
Yeah.
And we had to wait for the movie to come. So
Right.
absolutely.
So, and we believe we did this for the people the audience that we talked about at the beginning, that you talked about, that are really hungry for this kind of thing and ready for it. And so we want to get it to them so they can experience it the exact same way. So that's our commitment and that's our goal. Anybody who is there, like you just said, go to DotConner.com, buy tickets, take a group, make some noise. This is what we need to do. Yeah. This is how we are going to affect culture and push back against the darkness we all feel around us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody go to the movie, go to the movie, go to the movie. And thank you for making the movie. Thank you for making the series. Thank you for everything that you guys have done and all the great content you put out and all the stuff you're going to do in the future, because I know there's a lot more to come. So thank you. And thank you everybody for joining us until we see each other again. I just pray that you keep your heart open and you live your love loud.